I love definitions. You have seen throughout the MOOC, I propose a definition: what is to think, what is to deduce, what is a model, what is deduction, what is a vision, a scenario, what is a concept. I love definition. And to define is one of the favorite exercises of a philosopher, definitions. I also love this sentence. It comes from Albert Camus. And a good challenge for us, not to add anything to the misfortune of the world. So we need definitions. And with a smile, immediately a question, we need a definition of what is a definition. No reason to escape my own rule. So let's propose this one. Let's propose this one. Easy, not too difficult to understand. A definition is a bit like a property line. With a good definition, you know what's in, what's out, what is included, what is excluded. It's useful. It's useful, and maybe it's a good exercise to try to develop better definitions. And how to know whether a definition is good? Let's use criteria. Here I have a list of 5. You can have more. And there is not one way to offer definition. You have many different ways. But those criteria can help, like not too narrow, not too wide. If I ask you to define a kitchen, if you tell me, well, that's where we cook. Okay, cook is good, but where is too wide? No? It's a place in the house, in the apartment, where we can have some kind of cooking. So we should have positive definitions. If I ask you what's a bachelor, if you propose as a definition somebody who is not married, probably not a good way to define. It has to be neutral. Of course, if I ask you to define cocaine of marijuana, you can say things like not good for this, dangerous for that. Not easy, but probably a positive definition is necessary. And last but not least, it's even not the last, but avoid circularity. If I ask you what's a mailbox, and if you tell me it's a box where you could put mail, this is circularity. It's not that good. So definitions is probably, it must be an obsession to avoid, or at least not to add anything to the misfortune of the companies. And let's have 2 good examples. I'd like to talk about essence and value. Those words are used constantly. The essence, the value, good values. Let's have definition for both of them. Let's start with essence. What is the essence of something? We have to go back to the way the mind works. In the brain, everything is connected. Everything is connected. Any single piece of information, of knowledge, is connected to others. For example, if I tell you Sweden, the country, you connect Sweden with Ingmar Bergman, the movie maker, with Stockholm, or probably with Norway because it's the neighbor, and then with the Nobel Prize, and then with etc. That's the way the mind, the memory is organized. And to have a definition of the essence, we have to remember what I just said. Sweden is concrete, it's a country, it's real. But the same happens for abstract, for concepts. And let's take as an example, bike. What do you connect bike with? Probably, I don't know, with wheels, and also sports, and maybe travel, and maybe Tour de France, at least in this country, with, okay, you can connect bike with many different things. Now, imagine you travel around the world. You travel around the world and you always have the same exercise. Give me the connections of bike. You go to China, to Peru, to Africa, and so. And probably everywhere you will have connection with wheels. Probably. It means wheel or wheels are part of the essence of the bike. If you go everywhere, at the end, you can reach the essence. And it's a way to propose a definition of the essence. The essence of something is what you cannot remove from the thing without losing it. If you remove wheels, you cannot have a bike. So you see, this is a way to show how you can reach the essence. The wheel is part of the essence of the bike. And you can have this exercise with your company. What's the essence of a company? It's what you cannot remove without losing the company. It's a beautiful exercise. The other word I'd like to define is value. Again, it's a word used very often. Value this, we should build on the value, the best value. What is a value? As a first definition, let me propose this one. A value is the idea you have that something should. The idea that you have that something should. It's very short, but it's already a good starting point because, yes, it looks like there are no absolute values. You think it should, I can disagree with you, and indeed, there are no absolute values, and maybe some values are absolute. Most of the values are not absolute. It's a good way to propose a definition, at least for the value. But let's try at least a more sophisticated one. You can see the difference between two things. If we take the bike again, the bike makes sense because you can save energy, you can, you can enjoy, you can do, it makes sense. But the value of a bike is not the same for you, for me, for others. Why? Because there are no absolute value. On the subject side, you and me, we don't talk about sense, we talk about meaning. And it's a more sophisticated definition, but I like it. The value of something is the meaning you assign to the sense of an object. Voila. This is just a definition. You take a good dictionary, you can find fantastic example of this beautiful exercise of definitions. It's just a story. I really like it. It's a tourist that goes and travel and visits Oxford in England. And he sees the college, the library and different buildings. And after 1 hour, he asks the guy, "Hey, but where is the university?" It's a good joke, but it helps us to remember the words need definition.